Welcome to Global Economic Press, the podcast that delivers trusted global finance and economic news, analysis, and reports, empowering leaders and investors with reliable, timely insights. I'm your host, Alex Brady. Today, we're diving into the world of healthcare growth and practice development as we explore the recent achievements of Medfluence Advisors, a company making waves in the healthcare industry. Join us as we uncover how Medfluence Advisors has been recognized for its remarkable growth and strategic approach to supporting independent physician practices and emerging healthcare companies. Medfluence Advisors has been named to the 2026 Inc. 5000, the annual ranking of America's fastest-growing privately held companies. Medfluence earned the number 2068 position, placing the company in the top half of this year's honorees. The recognition reflects 6 years of sustained growth and disciplined execution during a period of significant change for independent healthcare organizations. Physician practices are navigating continued consolidation, increasing competition from health systems, changing referral patterns, advancing technology, and patients who increasingly search for, compare, and select healthcare providers online. The Inc. 5000 ranks qualifying private companies according to percentage revenue growth over a 3-year period. Applicants must meet Inc. 5000's eligibility standards and verify the revenue figures used to calculate their rankings. With millions of privately held businesses operating across the United States, earning a place among the 5,000 companies recognized annually and finishing in the top half of the list is a meaningful milestone. Since its inception in 1982, the Inc. 5000 has become one of the nation's most respected benchmarks of entrepreneurial success. Alumni of the list include companies such as Microsoft, Meta, Oracle, Intuit, Chobani, Zappos, Under Armour, Patagonia, and many others that were recognized during pivotal periods of their growth. For Medfluence, however, the recognition represents more than business growth. It affirms a philosophy that has guided the organization since its founding in 2020. Independent physician practices and emerging healthcare companies deserve more than disconnected marketing tactics. They deserve a strategic partner committed to understanding and strengthening the organization as a whole. Medfluence believes practice growth should begin with the goals of the physician, not with the widest possible advertising audience. The company works to understand the procedures physicians find most meaningful, the patients they are uniquely qualified to treat, and the type of organization they want to build. From there, Medfluence develops integrated strategies that help practices grow intentionally rather than simply generate more volume. The distinction matters. A restaurant that attracts the wrong customer may lose a table. A surgical practice that attracts the wrong patient can lose valuable operating room time. It can never recover, while the patient may lose additional weeks or months searching for the right specialist. Helping physicians connect with the patients they are best equipped to serve is not merely better marketing. It contributes to better healthcare. When I founded Medfluence, the idea was straightforward. Independent physician practices deserve more than another marketing agency, said Nicholas Binge, founder of Medfluence Advisors. They deserved a strategic partner that understood the business of healthcare as deeply as the marketing of healthcare. We want patients with unresolved conditions to find nearby physicians who are uniquely qualified to help them. We also want physicians to build lasting practices around the care they are most passionate about providing. Our capabilities, systems, and team have grown, but that core belief has guided Medfluence from the beginning. That philosophy is embodied in the Medfluence operating system, the methodology Medfluence has employed since its inception to analyze opportunities, establish priorities, deploy coordinated strategies, measure performance, and continuously improve. The framework draws on more than 4 decades of collective leadership experience spanning Fortune 500 healthcare organizations, emerging medical technology companies, and startup environments. Collectively, Medfluence's leadership has commercialized healthcare innovation, built and scaled organizations, and participated in strategic acquisitions and integrations. Those experiences continue to shape the Medfluence operating system and the way the company serves its clients. Those experiences shaped an important belief. The challenges facing physician practices and healthcare startups are rarely marketing problems alone. More often, they involve the interaction of strategy, operations, technology, commercialization, patient experience, organizational alignment, and execution. Medfluence translates the discipline and structure associated with successful enterprise healthcare organizations into an approach that is practical and appropriately scaled for private practices and emerging medical technology companies. The objective is not to impose corporate bureaucracy. It is to give healthcare leaders access to better information, clearer priorities, greater accountability, and an integrated system for growth. Growth creates responsibility, said Stacy Sessler, senior partner at Medfluence Advisors. Our responsibility is to build an organization capable of delivering exceptional work consistently and at scale without losing sight of the physicians, practice leaders, and patients we ultimately serve. Consistency is harder than it sounds. A framework only matters if the 50th practice receives the same rigor as the 4th. That requires strong systems, clear processes, accountability, and a culture in which talented people take ownership of the work. This recognition reflects the commitment of the entire Medfluence team and the standard they bring to our clients every day. The Medfluence operating system is executed every day by a multidisciplinary team of more than 35 professionals whose expertise spans healthcare strategy, commercialization, technology, analytics, creative services, patient engagement, reputation management, software development, operations, and client success. Together, they transform ideas into execution, giving healthcare organizations access to the depth of capability typically associated with much larger enterprises, while maintaining the accessibility, responsiveness, and partnership of a dedicated healthcare-focused team. The company's work extends well beyond conventional marketing. Medfluence partners with physician practices and healthcare innovators to evaluate growth opportunities, strengthen patient acquisition, improve patient experience, optimize operational performance, apply technology, interpret data, and support leadership teams in making better informed business decisions. One of the greatest lessons we've learned is that sustainable growth rarely comes from one great campaign or one great idea, said Greg Caesar, senior partner and director of business development at Medfluence Advisors. It comes from building an organization where strategy, execution, accountability, and continuous improvement work together toward a common purpose. That's the philosophy behind the Medfluence operating system. We don't believe independent physician practices need to operate like large corporations, but we do believe they deserve access to the same disciplined thinking and integrated approach that has helped successful healthcare organizations thrive, translated into something practical for independent practices and emerging healthcare companies. Our inclusion on the Inc. 5000 affirms the approach that has guided Medfluence since the beginning. While we've continued to evolve our capabilities and refine our processes over the past 6 years, our commitment to understanding and strengthening the entire organization, not simply its marketing, has remained constant. We believe that's been foundational to our growth and, more importantly, to the success of the healthcare organizations we have the privilege to serve. Medfluence views its inclusion on the Inc. 5000 as an achievement shared by its team, clients, and strategic partners, whose trust and collaboration have helped shape the company's growth since 2020. The company remains focused on helping independent physician practices and emerging healthcare organizations build stronger businesses, connect patients with appropriate care, and create lasting value within the communities they serve. For Medfluence, inclusion on the Inc. 5000 is not a finish line. It is independent affirmation that disciplined execution, continuous improvement, and a holistic approach to healthcare growth continue to create meaningful and sustainable results. Headquartered in Greenwood Village, Colorado, Medfluence Advisors is a healthcare growth and practice development organization serving independent physician practices and emerging healthcare companies throughout the United States. Through the Medfluence operating system, Medfluence partners with healthcare leaders to assess opportunities, align organizational priorities, deploy integrated growth strategies, and measure performance. Its multidisciplinary team combines healthcare strategy, commercialization, patient engagement, technology, analytics, creative services, and operational support to help clients build stronger organizations and improve access to exceptional patient care. For more information, visit www.medfluenceadvisors.com. Inc is the leading media brand and playbook for the entrepreneurs and business leaders shaping our future. Through its journalism, Inc aims to inform, educate, and elevate the profile of its community, the risk-takers, the innovators, and the ultra-driven go-getters who are creating the future of business. Inc is published by Mansueto Ventures LLC, along with fellow leading business publication Fast Company. For more information,